What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of I Know Chris, and I'm back. Yeah, I took a little break, but hey, I'm back. We're going to be doing some more cooking outside. The captain will be around, because I know y'all love the captain. But today, we're inside, and we're going to be cooking on the stove. We're going to do a quick and easy chicken and dumplings. Now, chicken and dumplings can be complicated if you make it complicated, but why? It's chicken and dumplings. Now, the homemade way is, you make your own dough, the flour. No. We're going to take a shortcut, my friends. I'm going to show you this just as good. It's going to be consisting of canned biscuits, roll them out, and some chicken. And I'm going to show you on the table how we do it all. It doesn't take no time at all, and it's very tasty. Trust me, I know. The captain will probably be swinging by later, because I know y'all love to see the captain. We'll let him do the tasty of the dumplings once we get them done, maybe. If he shows up, you never know, he's out drinking the rum, he may not come home, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to get those dumplings done, show you how easy it is to do, because it's very simple. And it don't take much time, and it'll feed your family. Now you can cook other sides with it, but it's chicken and dumplings, my friends. And this, to me, is just as good if I go to any restaurant here in the South and eat them. It's just as good to me. I mean, each his own. You do your own thing, but I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to do it. So let's get right into this. We're going to flip the camera right here to the table. And I'm going to show you how we just prepare this. And it's very simple. Y'all stick with me. Alright guys, we got the pot on the table. We're using an 8-quart cooking pot today. This pot has already got some water in it. Some people use chicken broth, but we're going to use water today, because we're going to put chicken in here and boil the chicken down. The thighs, as you can see, I got some chicken thighs right here. These are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use any chicken you want with bone in, whatever. But I'm using chicken thighs, and they're boneless and skinless. But basically, when you put this chicken in there with the fat that's still on there, it's going to render down. It's going to make chicken broth in here, so it's no big deal. So yeah, 8-quart pot. It's about halfway full of water is what I got it already. So we're going to move the pot over to the side real quick. Little cutting board here. And we're just basically gonna cut this chicken thighs up in some smaller pieces and throw in the pot. Then we'll boil this chicken till it's done. We're gonna add some salt, of course, just some regular salt. Any salt will do. Some black pepper. And I usually throw a little seasonal, any kind of, it's like seasoned salt. It's a little orange seasoned salt. I usually put a little bit of that in there. But we'll get to that in a minute. And then later on, after we get the chicken cut up, put it in the pot, and boil down till the chicken is cooked fully. We're not going to remove any water or anything. We're going to leave our water in there because it's going to cook down. Then all we got to do is take these biscuits. Now you can use any biscuits you want, a brand. I usually use Pillsbury, but they didn't have it at my local store, so I had to get these. Any would do. But the main thing is you want buttermilk biscuits. That's the main thing, buttermilk biscuits. And you don't want flaky biscuits. Flaky biscuits will cook all the pieces. Get the buttermilk biscuits, but no flaky biscuits. This 10 to a can, we're basically going to roll them out later, and I'll show you, we'll cut them and throw them in there. That's going to be our dumplings. Like I said, it's going to be very easy. So let's get the chicken out of the pack and get over here and get it cut up. Sorry, I've been away for a little while. Just needed to take a little break. Now you can see some boneless chicken thighs. It's got a little fat on them. I'll cut a little bit of that off, but I'm not going to take too much of it off because that is going to help the flavor in these dumplings. So I'm just going to cut it in kind of hunks. You ain't got to cut it all up. About like that size hunks. I'll cut a little bit more of that fat off. That's a little too much fat. That I don't want that much fat in there. So I'll cut a little of that off. Some people are like, wait, what are you doing? That's the flavor. I don't mind some, but I don't want it to be too much fat in there. So here you go. I cut that in half. So we're going to throw these in there now. That's one. I think we got about 6 thighs, boneless thighs, skinless thighs in here. You know what? I'm cutting with a crappy knife. Let's get another knife. Alright, got a new knife. Now let's cut this up. Got one of my fillet knives in here. Like I said, cutting some of this big thick piece like that of white fat, I don't want that much fat in there. Just some strips like that. It's just fine. Same thing with this here. It's a little too thick right there. Like I said, each his own. Some people might want a lot of extra fat in there, and you can. I just prefer not. So there we go, we got 2 in there. And that's basically what you're gonna do. You're just gonna kind of trim these thighs up if you want to. You don't want to? Fine. You can throw the whole thigh in there if you want to. I just find that if you cut it up in pieces, it's gonna break down the dumplings a lot better. And I like it when it cooks down into the dumplings, the meat does. Cats will be enjoying that outside. That won't go to waste. Got a couple yard cats. House cat don't get that, and he's probably gonna be upset. But the yard cats outside, they'll be loving that chicken tonight. Like I said, I'm just cutting in some chunks. And you can cut this, like I said, you can use chicken breast, you can use chicken necks, you can use whatever chicken you got, it doesn't matter. You know, everybody's got different chicken that they like. Some people like dark meat, some people like white meat. I eat it all. If it's chicken, I'll eat it. And the people that know me real good, they'll say, yes, he will. So anyway, like I said, I'm not throwing this in the garbage. Cats outside will be eating these pieces I'm cutting off, so I don't want to be saying, oh my god, he's so wasteful. No, not really. Cats are getting a treat today. So I'm cutting a little extra off for them. And that's no big deal. So there you go. Easy peasy. 1 pack of chicken thighs. And if you wonder how many pounds that was 2 pounds of chicken thighs. Move this out of the way. A tray that we didn't really need. And there you go. There they are. All cut up in the water there. It's my chicken hand. We're gonna put some black pepper in here. Now this is just to get it cooking. A good boil on this chicken, get it boiled down with some seasoning in it. And then when we get the dumplings later, we'll hit it a little bit more season, some salt. And this is to flavor. I mean, everybody's taste buds is different. Some people like more salt than others. Some people, you know, say, oh, where's the measurements? Measure it the way you want it, season it the way you want to. I can sit here and say, oh, put a half a tablespoon of this and a cup of that, or half a cup. Why? Because everybody's taste buds is different. I know when I cook this a lot of times, my kids and my wife, they would always put more seasoning in their food. And sometimes they would like, oh no, it's too salty. Everybody's preference is different. So what I do is I go kind of light on it, and then we'll go with the dumplings and we get them in here. This water is going to thicken up like a gravy with the dumplings in it. And that's when you're going to start bearing to taste more what it's going to taste like, and you can just add salt as you go at that point. You don't want to get your water that's going to be your broth too salty, because it will mess your dumplings up. So that's pretty much all we're going to do right here. We put the pot over on the stove, turn it on, get this boiling. I'll let you take a look, and then when it gets time to do the dumplings, I'll bring it back to the table, show how we cut those up out the cans of biscuits, and we'll get this thing going. Y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all can see right there, you see the fat in there is cooked out of the chicken, made our broth. The chicken's cooked down. See the fat in there? So we'll go ahead and close this back up, and I'm gonna start cutting the dumplings up, and I'm gonna throw them in here. All right, guys, we got our biscuits over here. Remember, like I said, you want to use, make sure buttermilk biscuits. So don't use anything except buttermilk biscuits, and don't use the flaky ones. Buttermilk, no flakiness. I set them up in like twos like this here, kind of overlap them, just like so. And then I roll them out. And it's nothing fancy. You're just kind of connecting it together. You don't need a fancy rolling pin, just got a plastic rolling pin, works just fine. Cutting in strips like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, just little strips. And that's gonna be your dumplings. That's gonna cook up and be your dumplings. So yeah, you just cut up a handful of those and go throw them in the pot. And after we get a couple of these in the pot, I'll move over to the pot and let y'all see what's going on. Like I said, overlap just barely. Just enough to keep them connected. And like I said, please don't take your biscuits out too soon, because if you do, they're gonna get real gooey and they're gonna stick to your cutting board, and they're not gonna cut up good. They're gonna make a mess. But it's just like that. I mean, it's very quick and easy. You're just cutting them up, throw them in the pot. And I've turned the pot down, so the chicken's done. So basically all we're doing is, you know, getting these biscuits turned into dumplings. And then they're gonna cook on low. After we'll bring them to a boil, and then we're gonna turn it down and cook them on low. Because if you keep it too high, these will go to the bottom of the pot. The dumplings are gonna float at first. They're gonna swell up and float, and then they're gonna sink to the bottom. And when they sink to the bottom, if that heat is high, you're gonna scorch them. And if you scorch them, you can throw the whole pot outside, because they're gonna taste terrible. We'll get a couple more cut up here, and I'll take you over to the pot and show you how they're setting up. They're all fluffy right now, and they're gonna be like that when you first put them in there. They're gonna be real fluffy in the pot when you first put them in there. They're not gonna be sinking. It takes a little while before they sink, and that's just as the process as they cook, they will sink. Very quick and very easy. All right, There they are in the pot. As you can see, these are the ones I just throw it in there. Just want you to look how fluffy they are. See how fluffed up they are? Like I said, as these cook, I'm sorry about the steam on the lens, y'all. But as these cook down, they're not gonna be so fluffy. They're gonna cook down and sink to the bottom of this pot. But I'm gonna get all 4 cans thrown in here. They're all gonna be fluffy like this at the top, and I'll start stirring them at a boil. And then I'm gonna turn the heat down to low and let them simmer. Because if you keep that heat too high, when these sink down, they're gonna stick to the bottom of the pot and scorch the pot, and your dumplings are gonna be terrible. Matter of fact, you can just throw them out. So I'm gonna put the lid back on here, get to cutting the rest of these dumplings up. I'll catch back up with you in a little bit. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 4 cans of biscuits chopped up, and that's how they look. They're not quite as fluffy now. I've turned the heat up. I'm gonna bring it to a mild boil, not a high boil, but I'm gonna stay right here with it. You don't wanna walk off and scorch this. If you burn this, you can throw it all in the trash because it's gonna make the pot of chicken dumplings taste terrible. So you gotta kind of watch it. But as soon as it starts bubbling a little bit, that liquid up under them dumplings, I'm gonna turn it down. And then I will put the lid on it and I will keep it on low, and I will stir it every few minutes to keep it from scorching, because these dumplings that are right there on top now won't be there in a little while. They're gonna sink down to the bottom. Catch you back up in a few minutes and we'll show you that. Stay tuned. All right, it's been a few minutes. I got the heat turned down. Just want y'all to look in there. See what I was talking about a while ago. Remember a while ago the dumplings were real fluffy, sitting on top. And you can see now the liquid's more liquefied, but it's got like a gravy texture to it. See that gravy? Remember earlier it was clear, had our broth, but when you add these biscuits and they start cooking down, it makes like a gravy. And that's gonna be so tasty. But as you can see, the dumplings are not as thick no more. They're starting to sink to the bottom, and that's what we want. Got the heat turned down really low, and I'm just coming here stirring it every few minutes like so, letting it slow cook down to most of all these dumplings will be gone from the top, and they're gonna get a little bit different color than they got right now. They're not gonna be even that color. They've already shrunk down, but they're gonna be a little bit darker, I guess, more of a beige color. You better tell. I'll show you when they're ready. Stay tuned. We're almost there. Get some tasty, y'all. All right, let's take a look, y'all. It's been about 30 minutes. It's been simmering on low. So, I want you to look in there. See, there's not hardly no dumplings at the top no more. They're almost all submerged. They sank to the bottom. So, that's the consistency you want. See the chicken's breaking down? That's what I like to see. That's how you know it's done. They pretty much all gone to the bottom. And so I was talking about this, like this gravy you have. Delicious. But let's get some scooped up, plated up. Give it a tasty. Stay tuned.
Alright, mateys, it's time to get these Lyn Lover bird dumplings y'all like to eat. Tasty. I think the Lyn Lover did a pretty good job. They smell delicious, mateys. As you can see, it's got lovely hunks of chicken in there. It's very creamy. Look at those dumplings he made out of those biscuits, as he calls them. Look at there, mateys. Let's give them a little tasty. See if it's really good. The chicken is cooked deliciously. So soft and tender, my friend. Look at there. Can y'all see that, my friends? I wish you could taste it. So creamy and delicious. I've been in your Lyn Lover restaurants and had this chicken and dumplings, my friends. This is spot on. They didn't roll this out fresh from dough. Yes, it came from a can of biscuits. But it's so delicious, mateys. Simple to cook. Real easy. Look at there. I may keep the Chris Lyn Lover around a little longer. I was thinking about going get an ice chef, but maybe I'll just leave ice chef and tell him where he's at. Didn't get my ship out of the harbor anyway, all this craziness going. So maybe I'll keep him around a little bit longer and make him cook me a little bit more of this Lyn bird chicken and dumplings, y'all like to call it. This is so delicious, mateys. But that's gonna wrap this review up today, my friends. Hopefully soon we'll be doing some more rum drinking, rum reviews, cooking on that pit barrel I love there. The butt rub. Tasty. That's coming soon, my friends. Look for more of those videos with the captain, the star of the show, and you all know it. We are not done, mateys. Give me a big thumbs up. Do not give me a thumbs down. Leave a comment down below for the captain. And okay, if you leave a comment for I Know Chris, just leave a comment for the captain. Let's see, is there anything else I need to tell you to do? I don't think so. I believe that's pretty much wrapped everything up. Except, stay safe and keep tubing, mateys. Arg.
Guys, you gotta fix this. Captain had them, but I just want you to take a close look at that. Ooh, look at that. Just dumplings, that chicken cooked down in there. Put some black pepper on top. It is so freaking good, y'all. Gotta try to make it. See y'all next time.